Thank you. Merci. It's been a while since Brianna Bear stood on this ground to recognize that we're on traditional unceded territory of the Esquimalt, Songhees, and Wasanuk Coast Salish peoples. And again, I raise my hands to the traditional peoples of this territory and thank you. Haishka, Haishka Siam. The good news is Andrew Scheer owes me $50. We made a small wager at the end of the English language debate in which I suggested that he wasn't going to be Prime Minister. That turned out to be prescient. But congratulations to the leaders of the other parties on their results. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau remains Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Mr. Scheer remains the leader of the official opposition. The New Democrats lost a lot of seats, but they're now the fourth party, and the big winner tonight was really the Greens and the Bloc Québécois. Well, we have more than doubled our popular vote, and we tripled our seat count. We, for the first time, have elected in a general election 3 members of parliament from Fredericton, New Brunswick, Jenica Atwin, and from Nanaimo Ladysmith, Paul Manley, regaining his seat that he won May 6th. Je suis tellement fière de notre équipe de côte à côte à côte. À toute notre équipe au Québec, je veux donner un grand merci à Pierre Nantel, Daniel Green, Aline Bajan, tous les candidats, puis toute l'équipe qui a travaillé si fort. Et c'est seulement pour une base pour la prochaine fois. Because we will keep fighting across this country. We know that we had great candidates. We've never had as many finishes in close seconds and in 10%. But this is, in reality, you say, well, having achieved so much, 3 times more seats than in 2015, why do I stand here? And in a minority parliament, we know we can work hard, and through dint of hard work and a sense of duty and deep ethics, we can make a really significant contribution in a minority parliament, and we will. I stood on a stage in Victoria September 11th, and I saw the school climate strikers in front of me. I saw Emma Jane, I saw Emma, and I saw Rebecca, and I said, jump up on stage with me. So if you see some teary faces up here, this was a children's crusade. And I vow not to let them down, because what they just said to me was they feel as though what happened doesn't Canada care about our future. And what I want them to know, and what I want all Canadians to know, is that I think, and I know in my heart, that all Canadians do care about the future. They care about the climate crisis. And to those leaders who told them, and I'm speaking, of course, to Prime Minister Trudeau and to Mr. Singh, who said they had a plan for climate that would protect our children's future while not having one. We go to Parliament determined to ensure that you actually have one while we still have the chance before the window on 1.5 degrees Celsius global average temperature increase closes for good. We will not allow the Parliament of Canada in its 43rd session to let down our children. On doit agir. La lutte continuera. Nous ne sommes pas déçus. C'est seulement un obstacle maintenant que nous avons un Parlement minoritaire. Ça, c'est tellement mieux qu'un Parlement majoritaire. I want to thank the candidates here from South Island, South Vancouver Island, who we believed had essentially won the campaign at many points through this election campaign. I won't dredge up what we experienced here. I just want to say that I am so extraordinarily proud to have campaigned with all the candidates across this country for the Green Party of Canada. I send out my love and thanks to my husband, John Kidder, who did not win in Mission Matsqui Fraser Canyon, but did better than any Green has ever done before. And to all his volunteers. And I particularly, she's not with us here tonight, but I couldn't be prouder than to have had Lydia Whitsom campaign with us as the Green Party candidate in Cowichan, Malahat, Langford, doing a spectacular job as a Green candidate there. And here in the ridings closest to mine, and of course a huge shout out to Jenica Atwin and Paul Manley, who are celebrating as well. Don't celebrate too long, we have to get to work soon. But I do want to say that I do stand before you heartbroken, because Russell Coy is a spectacular Indigenous woman whose voice I wanted to hear in Parliament. And David Murner, our candidate in Esquimalt Saanich, kind of a down to the wire finish, but we'll run again. So, for the record books, this is the best election result that any Green Party in any first-past-the-post system has ever had. This is the best result ever, and we enter Parliament as the first caucus in the history of our Parliament that is 2/3 women. Just saying. To chaque et chacun qui a travaillé comme bénévole, je veux dire grand merci. To every single volunteer across the country, I can't thank you enough. I literally can't, but I will keep trying. Your dedication, your love, your care, your concern, your shoe leather, you knocking on doors and talking to everyone. We have raised awareness. We have raised consciousness. We have raised our vote, but the goal here has always been to deliver the kind of government Canadians deserve. Let's hope that as all the other parties, well, except the Bloc, which, les félicitations à M. Blanchet, qui a fait une grande campagne et a gagné une grande augmentation les niveaux d'appui pour le Bloc québécois. Alors nous avons les libéraux diminués, les conservateurs sans victoire, le Bloc québécois avec une grande victoire, les NPD qui perdent presque tous leurs sièges au Québec, et aussi partout au Canada, ils ont perdu leur siège. Mais quand même, il a fait une campagne, et restant maintenant, le parti NPD maintenant reste comme 4e parti dans la Chambre des communes. Et nous restons le 5e, ce n'est pas le pire. So it's not the worst thing in the world. We're in that parliament. It's a minority parliament. We're going to make it by dint of hard work, moral suasion, and non-stop arm twisting. And I guess the phrase really is holding the feet to the fire. There will be crispy toes. Thank you all. Thank you all. I want to pass the podium now. Je vous donne la parole à mes collègues, les candidats extraordinaires, David Murner and Russell Coy. I'm not sure in which order you wish to speak. Russell first. Russell, there aren't words.
Thank you. February 24th, I dipped my paddle into the federal election with the paddle from my brother, who we lost due to mental health and addiction issues. I step forward to honor our beautiful youth who were crying for help, asking us to adult, and I will not relent. That is my promise to you. I will not relent. To stand here today, I first went and dipped my paddle with the Songhees and the Esquimalt, the Lekwungen-speaking people, and I asked permission to run in their territory, to represent their homeland, possibly, but understanding that they are the stewards of this beautiful place that they've been keeping since time immemorial. I understand because I too am a steward of parts of British Columbia. I am Yuchamimim, a steward, and I stand strong with that commitment to remain a steward to the lands that I reside, as well as my homelands, and I remain committed to a bright future for our children and our children's children and the 7 generations to come. Victoria, we started a relationship, Victoria. This riding, we started a relationship. I came here because it was a refuge after the 2017 wildfires, and I remain committed to this beautiful riding and to this beautiful place. I remain committed, just as you do here, gathered here, because you understand how to enter into a relationship with the land and the waters and the people with which you reside on. And I lift my hands to each and every one of you for knowing that, understanding that, and embracing that for the next 7 generations to come. Thank you to every single person who stepped up and leaned into the discomfort of challenging the status quo. And I know, just as you did, we're not going to relent. Haichkasiam.
Thank you. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Elizabeth. This was really a tough campaign for many of us. We started knocking on doors last year, some of us. And I want to salute everybody who's here, who's come out tonight, all the volunteers. How many of you knocked on doors? Just raise your hand. How many of you manned the phones, calling across our different ridings? And so many people were entering data and making coffee and making cookies, and so many people skipped school today. And went to knock on doors and help us out. One of the most inspiring parts of our whole campaign was the youth campaign. It was really inspiring. People came from all across our country to work here on the South Vancouver Island and learn how politics should be done, and also to see how sometimes it shouldn't be done. And we experienced some of that here on the South Island as well. So I want to say thank you also to all the candidates, not just on the South Island, but their families as well, because this is a family business where people pull together. We had so many families on our campaign who were working, father, daughter, sometimes grandfather, grandmother, and all the people coming together in a cause. We really have a higher cause. We know it's a cause about the future generations, and it's a cause for our planet. And it was very, very inspiring to be part of that work. It was wonderful to work under the leadership of Elizabeth May, her courage, her example, her unbelievable hard work. She was waving at traffic with me at 3 o'clock this afternoon, at 5 o'clock yesterday, in the rain. We could feel the water running down our sleeves, and it really is an example on how politics should be done. So thank you very much, Elizabeth. There are some hardened veterans in this assembly who have won and lost many, many campaigns, and especially among Greens, it's hard to lose because you do feel you're campaigning on a higher cause. But we have really built the base for next time. We need to look on the successes in each of our ridings. We need to learn from what we can do better and then build on the positive. And there is a lot of positive here. So I'm just going to end by saying one more time, thank you, everyone. We're going to be back in 2 or 3 months in this minority government to campaign again. Thank you.